Let's fly with Captain Tappers.
Good morning from a dark and cold Islay airport. I've just done the walk around, so it's time to get on board. Crikey, it's dark in here. Today we are flying from Islay to Edinburgh. Flight time of about an hour, 143 nautical miles, and we aim to be getting to flight level 150. First thing we need to do is connect the external power, battery and avionics.
Captain, we're ready for boarding.
Thank you, Chelsey. Passengers can't wait to get on. I'm not surprised they've been stuck here for months. Now some lights would be handy, at least then I can see what I'm doing. Man, all these buttons and switches. Right, the first thing to do is to tell the passengers to get buckled up, as we're aiming for a 8:10 departure this morning. Tail light on and nav light on.
Hello.
Right, now time to turn the rest of the avionics on.
Welcome aboard.
Prop sync on.
Hi.
And now we need to check out the weather here at Islay.
Echo, Golf, Papa, India, airport information, Juliet 0743, Zulu, weather, wind 138 at 21, visibility 4, sky condition, ceiling 900, overcast, ceiling 1000, broken, light, rain, temperature 5, dew point 3, QNH 1004, advise on initial contact that you have information, Juliet, Echo, Golf, Papa, India.
So we have a 21 knot wind, which is a bit too windy for my liking, and visibility of only 4, so and low cloud as well. It's going to be an interesting takeoff.
Islay radio tappers 1744 mistype IFR Edinburgh ready to copy.
Tappers 1744 is cleared to Edinburgh Airport as filed. Climb and maintain altitude 9,000. Departure frequency is 119.875. Squawk 0721. Clearance void 30 minutes from now.
Tappers 1744 cleared to Edinburgh Airport as filed. Climb and maintain altitude 9,000. Departure is 119.875. Squawk 0721. Clearance void 30 minutes from now.
Tappers 1744 correct.
So that's clearance done. It sounds like all the passengers are now on board.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
Pressurization set, FMC loaded.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of your captain and crew, we welcome you aboard and we hope you enjoy the flight.
Can now turn off the external power. Starting engine 1. Add the fuel.
Once again, Captain Tappers and the crew would like to welcome you on board this Beechcraft B1900D for a flight to Edinburgh. Our flight time will be of around 1 hour. Please place all your belongings underneath the seats in front of you or to the overhead lockers, ensuring the aisle is clear in case of an emergency. Once you are seated, please fasten your seatbelt securely.
Starting engine 2. Turning on generators 1 and 2. Both engines successfully started. Pretty good start. Ignition set to off. Okay, we have one warning, which I think is the auto tether, so let's turn that. So we have no warning lights on any of the indicator panels, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Time to do the control check. Full left, full right, up, down, rudder left, rudder right, control check complete. Now before we depart, let's try and sort these lights out. Turn out the main light, and I want the instrument lights on. And taxi lights on. And I believe we're about ready to go. So now I need to notify traffic, and I want to take runway 13, which may not be a good idea. We'll soon find out.
Before we proceed with the safety demonstration, please ensure all portable electronic devices are in a flight safe mode, and the cabin crew must be informed immediately if any electronic device is damaged, hot, produces smoke, is lost or falls into the structure. My name is Chelsey and I'm your chief flight attendant today. I am on board for your comfort but primarily for your safety. May I now have your attention as we demonstrate our safety procedures and equipment. The emergency exits and brace positions to be adopted in the event of an emergency are shown on the safety card, which is in the seat pocket in front of you. In the unlikely event of evacuation, proceed immediately to your nearest exit. The exits on board are located 2 in front of the cabin, 1 either side, and 2 over wing exits, 1 either side in the middle of the cabin. Please take a moment to locate the nearest exit, which may be behind you. If you are instructed to leave the aircraft urgently, the emergency floor guidance system will guide you to the nearest exit. You must leave all your belongings behind. The seatbelt is fastened, adjusted and unfastened like this. Your life jacket is under your seat. If required, remove the jacket from its container and pass it over your head. Cross the tapes at the back and tie it underneath the jacket in a double knot. Do not inflate until you are outside the aircraft. The jacket is inflated by pulling the red toggle downwards. Should it need more air, blow into this tube. It has a light and a whistle. We also carry children's flotation equipment. In preparation for takeoff, please ensure that your seatbelts are fastened, the tray tables and seats are upright with the armrest down, and hand luggage is placed under the seats in front of you. May we remind you that we operate a non-smoking policy. We wish you a pleasant flight.
For a small airport, this has a ridiculously long taxi to the runway. What I will do, I will cut some of this out, otherwise we could be here for ages. I will say one thing, it's not likely to be a very scenic flight today, judging by the weather outside. Passengers wanted an early departure, and that's what they've got. With a bit of luck, we might catch the sunrise. I think this is our first departure in darkness. I've been to Scotland and I know that it does stay dark in the winter until gone 8 o'clock in the morning. I guess it's because it's in the northern hemisphere. So it's going to be interesting to see the transition from darkness to, hopefully when we land in Edinburgh, it should be daylight, hopefully. And so the taxiing continues. We're nearly at the runway. Once we do get airborne and into the cruise, we can have a proper chat about 2018 and where Tappers Airways is going in 2019. Well, we finally made it to the threshold of the runway. Landing lights on, taxi lights off. Anti-collision beacon and strobe set to flight mode. I now need to set the autopilot to runway heading, which will be 130. I'm also going to set the altitude. Initially I'm going to set it for 6,000 feet. Can then increase it later to 9,000. And finally, cruising altitude of 15,000. 6,000 set, flaps check set. Before takeoff, checklist complete. Quick visual check to make sure there are no planes on approach. Okay, I think it's okay for us to go onto the runway. One final check before we go. I always feel nervous before takeoff. Now, due to the wind, I am expecting us to get blown about, so the main target is to stay on the tarmac. Always a good thing. But yeah, I'm not expecting this to be particularly pretty. The passengers are very quiet too, and that's always worrying. I think they're feeling nervous too. Right, can't delay it any longer. Time to give it some beans and on our way. Positive rate, gear up. I'm not going to say anything about that takeoff.
Scottish Control Average 1744 is at 800, climbing altitude 9,000.
Average 1744, Scottish Control Roger, altimeter 2938. Average 1744, turn left heading 090, resume on navigation, high altitude 9,000.
Turn left heading 090, resume on navigation, climb and maintain altitude 9,000. Average 1744.
So through this murky, mucky, cloudy weather, and hopefully we can get on top of it and there'll be less wind and we might actually see something out the window. Okay, I'm now going to set this to GPS and let the autopilot do some work. They say the most dangerous time is takeoff and landing, and they're not wrong. So set this to 9,000 feet. And it looks like we're coming out of the clouds, thankfully. As you can see, it's still pretty dark out there. Sun hasn't decided to get up yet. We should be at our cruising altitude of 15,000 feet in about 10 minutes. Passengers have demanded a full beverage service today, even though the flight is only an hour long. So Chelsey will have our work cut out, trying to serve 19 passengers. Oh, and plus the captain, of course, should he want a drink. So this will probably be our last flight to a Scottish destination. In 2019 we will be going into England, and I think the first airport will be Newcastle, and that will be in January. Now I know that the flights haven't been exactly regular. I mean 6 flights, I've still got at least 12 to go, and maybe a couple of bonus ones too. So there is going to be a bit of a relaunch in 2019, and I've got a few things planned as well. Some of them we will talk about on this flight, and there's some surprises to come as well, as a thank you for sticking by me and being part of this experience. So we are passing 5,500 feet, and so far things seem to be pretty stable, no warnings and not too much turbulence either. Now generally I do most of my flying in the daytime, so I am hoping that we will get a chance to see the sunrise, which I think will be pretty cool, so keep your fingers crossed. Do you know, I was going to tell you later, but I'm just going to do it now. Obviously, yeah, this year has been particularly challenging. Some of you guys will know the reason why. One of my previous videos did explain some of it. Since then, yeah, life has been kind of difficult. I'm not reading this from a script or anything. I just will come out and say things, because that's kind of the person that I am. Flying has been difficult. In fact, doing anything has been kind of difficult this year. Getting the motivation to do anything has, it's been tough. It has been tough, and then I got quite poorly as well afterwards, so that sort of knocked me back. And doing the last flight, I did enjoy it, and I don't know, time just sort of got away from me a little bit. I wanted to do the next flight, and lo and behold, it's nearly Christmas, and having a few days off gave me the opportunity to sit down and actually, do you know what, I'm just going to do another flight. So here we are. And the thing is, I love flying, and I love recording, making videos and editing and doing commentary and all that sort of stuff. I do actually enjoy it.
Average 1744, flight altitude 15,000. Climb and maintain altitude 15,000. Average 1744.
So I want to say a big thank you for sticking with me, even though I've not produced that many videos this year. We're still getting a few new subscribers, and I think last time I looked we were up to 82, so I'm really happy with that, and it will be awesome to get to 100 in the early part of next year. And obviously the more videos I make, the more likely that is to happen.
Air Canada 876, you're 300 below your assigned altitude. Turn left heading 135, proceed on course, climb by level 370. Turn left heading 135, resume on navigation.
So we are approaching 10,000 feet,
Canada 876.
so seat belts can come off and landing lights off.
The seatbelt sign has been turned off. You are free to move about the cabin. However, we encourage you to remain seated with your belts fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. It is now safe for you to use your portable electronic devices.
The skies are pretty quiet this morning. It's just one plane up ahead. Need to keep an eye on that. So yeah, where do we go from here? Well, I know one thing, and that is that I want to carry on making videos, so that's going to happen. I also know that I want to have some sort of schedule, but nothing too tight. And in the past I said about doing 2 flights a month. Well, I don't think I can do that. I'd like to. So I'm thinking, well, actually, let's do one flight every month as a minimum. So that's what I'm going to do. And would you look at that sunrise? How glorious is that?
Captain, can I get you a drink? Tea, coffee, or a soft drink?
I would like a tea in a real cup.
You got it.
So, January's flight, we are off to Newcastle. There will also be a bonus flight for something slightly different that will come out after this video.
Here's your tea, Captain.
Now that's what I like. Proper brew in a proper cup. Thanks, Chelsey.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will shortly be passing through the cabin with our drinks and deli service. If you have a look in your seat pockets, you will find the menu card. Tea, coffee and soft drinks are provided free of charge. For those looking for something a little stronger, available from the bar is a selection of beers, wines, ciders and spirits. If you wish to purchase anything from our bar menu cart, please don't hesitate to ask as I pass through the cabin. Thank you.
So 1,000 feet to go before we reach our cruise altitude of 15,000. And then I can drink my tea. So it looks like we are going to be quite lucky and catch the lovely sunrise this morning. I do wonder what sort of weather is waiting for us when we get to Edinburgh. We'll have to check that pretty soon. Well, I hope you all enjoyed your brews, or maybe you had something stronger. As you can see, ATC have advised us that we need to descend to 9,000 feet. So we are beginning our descent. As expected, we didn't stay in our cruising altitude very long, about 5 minutes or so, that's all. I need to decrease the throttles, as otherwise we will overspeed, and we don't want that. Now, I don't expect it to be too long before ATC give us our vectors for Edinburgh Airport. It's either going to be runway 6 or runway 24. I'm kind of hoping it's going to be runway 6 because that's the one I always land on, and I don't think I've ever landed on runway 24. Well, what do you know? It's going to be runway 24. Oh well, first time for everything. So we will acknowledge our approach. So we are now going to go to heading mode and from GPS to VLOC.
Ryanair 772 with you 8,100. Ryanair 772, status control roger, altimeter 2955. Thanks, bye-bye.
Acknowledge, and contacting Glasgow approach.
Glasgow approach, Everest 1744, receiving 10,300, or altitude 90,000. Everest 1744, Glasgow approach, roger, altimeter 2942.
As we are approaching 10,000 feet, we need to fasten the seatbelts and turn the landing lights on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the seatbelt sign. Please return to your seat and refasten your seatbelt.
It looks like we'll be entering the clouds very, very shortly. Levelling out at 9,000 feet. Now we need to check the weather at our destination.
Echo Golf Papa Hotel Airport information. Mike 0820 Zulu weather wind 221 at 6 visibility 10 sky condition few clouds at 1,400 2,100 scattered light rain temperature 4 dew.3 QNH 09996 advise on initial contact that you have information. Mike Echo Golf Papa Hotel Airport information.
So, just a 6 knot wind and visibility 10. That's much more like it. A bit of rain, but hey, I don't think passengers will mind, do you? Keeping an eye on the speed as we're a bit low, so increase throttle slightly. So, all being well, we should be on the ground in about 20 minutes, just in time for breakfast. A rare break in the clouds. Looks nice down there, sure looks cold though. So now we need to set the nav radio for approach, so we need to find the correct frequency. So for an ILS approach, runway 24, the frequency is 108.9. So that is set, and then we turn on nav 1. And once we're in range, we'll hear the Morse code ident for Edinburgh Airport.
Everest 1744, turn right, heading 070.
Well, that was quick. I didn't expect to hear it that quickly. Turning right to 070.
070, Everest 1744.
Now, after the relative calm of the cruise, I expect things to get a bit busier for me as we get vectored for our approach.
Everest 1744, contact Edinburgh approach on 121.2. Over 2121.2, Everest 1744, bye-bye.
Contacting Edinburgh approach.
Edinburgh approach, Everest 1744 with you. Everest 1744, Edinburgh approach, roger, altimeter 2940.
Time to reset the altimeter, 2040. Now, I don't expect it to be too long before they start vectoring us down to about 2,700, something like that. And I would expect the airspace around Edinburgh to be quite busy, even though I've turned down the traffic to about 40%. The trouble with having it at 100% is that you can never get a space to land, and it's go around central. I'm still using Ultimate Traffic 2 for the AI traffic, as it works pretty well, and none of the new ones really offer anything different, to be honest.
Edinburgh 1744, descend and maintain 2,700.
Right, and here we come to the business end of the flight, descending to 2,700.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now beginning our descent. Please remain seated with your seatbelts securely fastened.
At this rate of descent we should be there in about 4 minutes. Now I believe for this approach we should fly over the Edinburgh estuary on our way to runway 24. I always get a bit nervous when I fly over water. Should be okay, we've got 2 engines. And it looks like we have a clear patch ahead. I don't expect that to last on the actual approach, because I think the weather said there was some broken cloud, but we have good visibility.
Edinburgh 1744, contact engage approach on 122.9er. 122.9er, Edinburgh 1744, goodbye.
Contacting Dundee approach.
Dundee approach, Edinburgh 1744, descent 7,100, descending 2,700. Edinburgh 1744, Dundee approach, roger, altimeter 2940. Edinburgh 1744, turn right heading 105. Turn right heading 105, Edinburgh 1744.
Turning right 105. I can see we're getting a bit bouncy. It looks like we're heading directly for the gap in the clouds, which is perfect.
Edinburgh 1744, turn left heading 080. Turn left heading 080, Edinburgh 1744.
Turning left 080. Could this be one of the few flights we land in non-pea soup conditions? We'll wait and see on that one.
Edinburgh 1744, turn right heading 125. Turn right heading 125, Edinburgh 1744.
Turning right to 125.
Approach on 123.3. 123.3 for Edinburgh 1744. Bluetooth approach Edinburgh 1744, receiving 4,300 for 2,700. Edinburgh 1744, Bluetooth approach, roger, altimeter 2939er.
that should be the estuary right in front of us.
Average 1744, turn right heading 160. Turn right heading 160, average 1744.
Turning right 160. There's an airport to the right, but that's not Edinburgh. I think it's Cumbernauld, but I might be wrong on that. So looking at the handy little map we've got, yeah, over the estuary and turn right and the airport is in blue. So we're now at 2,700 and I think shortly we will be contacting Tower. Now it gets to this stage of the flight and I'm thinking, have I forgotten anything? I don't think I have, and there's no warning lights, so that's a good sign.
Average 1744, you are 17 miles northeast, turn right heading 220, descend 2,100, clear ILS, runway 24, approach, maintain 2,100 until established on the localizer. Contact Edinburgh Tower on 118.7. Turn right heading 220, descend and maintain 2,100, clear ILS, runway 24, approach, maintain 2,100, go established. Tower on 118.7, average 1744.
So here goes, contacting Edinburgh Tower.
1744 is 16 miles northeast, inbound ILS, runway 24, approach. Average 1744, Edinburgh Tower, continue approach, runway 24, altimeter 2939.
So we need to start losing some speed because we're going too fast at the moment.
Continue runway 24, average 1744.
So I'm going to extend the flaps and you will see the nose rise, that's normal. There it goes, and we should see some of that speed drop off now. Just going through the last of the clouds and then hopefully we'll have a clear view of the airport. And there is the light rain that they promised. Whoops, I've just noticed I'm 500 feet too high. I'm sure they clear me to 2,200 and I'm 2,700. Let's remedy that quickly. Luckily I'm not on the glide slope yet, so I think I can remedy that in time. Phew, that was close. So now we're just waiting for the ILS to become active. There it goes, you can see the little green boys moving from left to right. So we now click the approach button and that will guide the plane towards the runway. So there is the airport right in front of us, and there you can see that the glide slope is becoming active as well. We're being bounced around again. I hope passengers have got sick bags.
Towers 1744, cleared to land, runway 24. Cleared to land, runway 24, Towers 1744.
Looks like we're coming through that turbulence. Gear down. 3 green lights, so gear is down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now about to land. Please remain seated until the seatbelt sign has been turned off.
Passing through 1500 feet. Set auto feather. Okay, hold on to your hats. Captain Tappers is coming down. Thousand feet to go. Bit fast, but I'll take it. We have 2 red and 2 white pappy lights, so approach is good. Too many red, you're dead. Too many white, you're too high.
500.
Disengaging autopilot, I have control. Please, no whiplash injuries this time. Engaging reversers. Flaps up. Well, that wasn't too shabby. I'm happy with that.
Towers 1744, contact ground on 121.75.
Landing lights off, taxi lights on.
Over 2121.75, Towers 1744, thanks, bye-bye. ground, Avers 1744, taxi to stand. Avers 1744, taxi to stand 107, using taxiway Bravo Alpha Echo. Taxiing to stand 107, using taxiway Bravo Alpha Echo. Avers 1744.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Edinburgh. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the aircraft comes to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is switched off. Before leaving the aircraft, please ensure you have all items of personal hand luggage, checking your seat pockets, the overhead lockers and also the area around your seat. Do take care when opening the overhead lockers, as items may have moved in flight. Please continue to observe the non-smoking sign. May I remind you that within accordance with UK law, smoking is not permitted within any public buildings. Please take care when disembarking the aircraft steps, as they may be slippery and narrower than you are used to. The handrails should be used, hand luggage held securely, and any passengers with small children should hold their hands. Mobile phones and portable electronic devices may be used in aircraft mode once the doors have been opened. On behalf of Captain Tappers and myself, we hope you have enjoyed your flight with us today, and we look forward to welcoming you on board Tappers Airways again soon. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.
Now they directed me to gate 107, wasn't it? Via Bravo, Alpha and Echo. I think I know where that is. I think I may have gone a bit too far, so I swing a right here. Now this looks kind of familiar. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm in the right place. So yeah, we're looking for gate 107. It should be just up here on the right. There's gate 108. And there's 107. Phew, made it. And no broken bones this time. Time to get everybody off. Taxi, ice and nav all set to off. These can be set to ground mode.
Goodbye. Thank you. Have a nice trip.
Okay, I think we're all done in here.
Captain, all passengers have left the plane.
Thanks again for joining me today. Please feel free to like, comment and subscribe. And we'll see you for the next flight. to Newcastle.